Otto Hightower is known for his cunning, ambitious, and shrewd political maneuvering, as he plays a pivotal role in the court's power dynamics. He hails from the ancient and prestigious House Hightower of Oldtown, and was raised in a wealthy and influential family. Otto received an education befitting his noble status, learning the intricacies of politics, diplomacy, and strategy from a very young age. His upbringing instilled in him a deep understanding of the complex and often ruthless nature of Westerosi politics, and throughout his youth, Otto's ambition and intellect became apparent, setting him on a path towards significant political influence. His family's wealth and connections allowed him to secure key positions within the royal court, and his rise to power culminated in his appointment as Hand of the King to Jacaerys Targaryen I, and also later to King Viserys I. As the Hand, Otto's primary goal is to keep his power and secure a favorable position for his family, particularly his daughter Alicent. We see that he is very influential, but his influence is further solidified whenever his daughter ends up marrying King Viserys, positioning the Hightower family even closer to the Iron Throne. After the death of Viserys, he continues to play a significant role in the escalating tensions surrounding the Targaryen succession crisis, and tirelessly works to ensure that Alicent's son, Aegon II, is recognized as the rightful heir, opposing Princess Rhaenyra Targaryen's claim. Eventually, Aegon comes to dislike his grandpa Otto, and replaces him as the Hand of the King with Sir Criston Cole. Otto is obviously not very pleased by this, and tells Aegon off, but there isn't much he can do here. He ultimately makes his leave, and as of now, this is the last time we see him in the show. Alicent Hightower was born and raised in Oldtown, where she received a comprehensive education that prepared her for the complexities of court life. Her father Otto ensured that she was well versed in politics, diplomacy, and the subtle arts of manipulation, recognizing her potential as a key player in his ambitions, and through her beauty, intelligence, and charm, these traits make her a valuable asset in the Hightower family's quest for influence. At a young age, Alicent was brought to King's Landing, where she served as a lady-in-waiting to Queen Aemond, and her close proximity to the royal family allowed her to form connections and understand the intricate dynamics of the court. Following Queen Aemond's death, Alicent's father orchestrated her marriage to King Viserys, a union that significantly elevated her status and influence. Alicent is deeply involved in the succession crisis following King Viserys' death, where she is fiercely dedicated to ensuring her son, Aegon, ascends the Iron Throne, challenging the claim of Princess Rhaenyra Targaryen. Alicent's actions are driven by her desire to protect her children and secure the Hightower legacy, and she navigates a treacherous landscape of alliances as well as betrayals, and she uses her political skills to sway key figures to her side. Her rivalry with Rhaenyra intensifies as the realm fractures, and her efforts to solidify her son's claim involve strategic marriages, forging alliances, and engaging in covert plots to undermine Rhaenyra's support. Alicent's character is a compelling blend of ambition and loyalty, as she balanced her role as a queen with her determination to safeguard her family's future. Her overall journey is marked by her transformation from a young, innocent noblewoman into a powerful and determined queen, whose actions and decisions shaped the fate of Westeros during one of its most troubling periods. Aegon Targaryen II was born into the Targaryen dynasty during a time of relative peace and prosperity. He is the firstborn child of King Viserys, and his upbringing was one of privilege and expectation, as he was raised in the Red Keep of King's Landing. Aegon's upbringing was heavily influenced by his mother Alicent, as well as his grandfather Otto, who both instilled in him a strong sense of entitlement and the belief that he was the rightful heir to the Iron Throne. Despite his noble birth, Aegon struggled with the pressure of his royal duties and the expectations that were placed upon him, as his early life was marked by tension and rivalry with his half-sister, Princess Rhaenyra, who had already been named heir to the throne by their father, King Viserys. This decision sowed the seeds of discord within the Targaryen family, as factions formed around both Aegon and Rhaenyra, with the members of both factions hoping for both power and influence. Following the death of Viserys, Aegon is crowned king by his supporters, igniting the civil war against Rhaenyra's faction. His reign is marked by intense battles, political schemes, and personal turmoil. As he strives to solidify his claim to the throne, he is eventually wounded in battle by his own brother, Aemond, where Aemond allows his dragon to burn Aegon while he was riding atop of his. These wounds put him out of action, and in the current episode, we see he is badly struggling to deal with them. His character is complex, reflecting the burdens of leadership and the influence of his ambitious family, and he grapples with the weight of his crown and also the expectations of those around him, where he often shows a mix of determination and ruthlessness. His actions during the Dance of the Dragons have far-reaching consequences, shaping the course of Targaryen history and the future of Westeros. Aemond Targaryen, also known as Aemond One-Eye, is the second son of King Viserys, and he grew up in the lavish Red Keep. His childhood was marked by the intense rivalry and tension between the factions supporting his half-sister Princess Rhaenyra and those backing his mother Queen Alicent. His early years were influenced by his mother's ambitions, instilling in him a fierce sense of loyalty to his family, as well as their claim to the Iron Throne. Aemond's life took a dramatic turn during his youth when he claimed the dragon Vhagar, the largest and most powerful dragon in Westeros, after a daring and dangerous endeavor. This bold act significantly boosted his status as well as his confidence, but it came at a cost. In a confrontation with Rhaenyra's sons, Aemond lost his left eye, and this incident fueled his hatred and rivalry with Rhaenyra's faction, shaping his aggressive and vengeful nature. He is deeply involved in the escalating conflict of the Dance of the Dragons, as he serves as a key military leader for his brother Aegon, displaying his combat skills and strategic mind in battles against Rhaenyra's supporters. Aemond's fierce loyalty to his family and his thirst for revenge drive him to take increasingly bold and ruthless actions. But with that being said, he is often unable to control his dragon, resulting in it doing unspeakable things that he never intended it to do, which ends up causing major problems down the road. He is one of the most complex characters in the show, as he also allowed his dragon to burn his brother alive, in which he now secures a more powerful position for himself while his brother is temporarily out of action. And as of the current episodes, Aemond is pretty much ruling over the entire realm. His character is a blend of bravery, ambition, and bitterness, and he struggles with the expectations placed upon him by his family and his own desires for power and recognition. His relationship with his dragon Vhagar symbolizes his strength, but also the destructive potential of his ambitions. Halaena Targaryen is the daughter of King Viserys and Queen Alicent, and she is known for her gentle nature, with her character offering a contrasting presence amidst the intense political conflicts that characterize the Targaryen's dynasty. Halaena's childhood was spent within the royal confines of the Red Keep, and she was raised alongside her brothers Aegon, Aemond, and Daemon, where she experienced the privilege and pressures of being a Targaryen princess. Her upbringing was shaped by her mother's ambitions, as well as her father's attempts to maintain peace within the realm. Unlike her more ambitious siblings, she showed a quieter disposition, and she is often perceived as being both dreamy and introspective. A distinctive aspect of Halaena's character is her ability to sometimes see unsettling visions. These visions provide foreshadowing of future events, adding a mystical element to her otherwise gentle and unassuming personality. Despite this gift, she often feels isolated, struggling to communicate the significance of her visions to those around her. Eventually, she was married to her brother Aegon in accordance with the Targaryen tradition, and this marriage aimed to solidify alliances within the family, though it was not one born out of love. Together, they had multiple children, but unfortunately, one of them are brutally murdered during a plot set up by Daemon Targaryen. Despite her peaceful nature, Halaena is drawn into the brutal power struggles and the heartbreaking consequences of the war, and her character embodies themes of innocence, foresight, and the tragic cost of political schemes, serving as a reminder of the human toll within the grandiose struggle for power. Corlys Velaryon, also known as the Sea Snake, is the current head of House Velaryon, the Lord of the Tides, and the Master of Driftmark. From a young age, Corlys exhibited a strong affinity for the sea, embarking on numerous voyages, and his adventurous spirit and navigation skills led him to explore far-off lands, amassing vast wealth and establishing House Velaryon as one of the richest and most powerful houses in Westeros. These journeys included the legendary 9 voyages, during which he sailed to distant places like Yi Ti and the mysterious island of Lang. Corlys' marriage to Rhaenys Targaryen further elevated his status and strengthened his ties to the Targaryen dynasty. Together, they had 2 children, who were known as Laena and Laenor, intertwining their lineage with the royal family. Despite his wealth and influence, Corlys harbored resentment towards the royal court for overlooking Rhaenys' claim to the throne in favor of her cousin Viserys. He eventually gets heavily involved in the Dance of the Dragons as he aligns himself with Princess Rhaenyra, supporting her claim to the Iron Throne. His vast naval fleet, known as the Valyrian Fleet, plays a crucial role in the conflict, providing strategic advantages in battle along the coast and at sea. After the tragic death of his wife at the hands of Aemond Targaryen, he desperately wants revenge, and as of the current episodes, he is setting up what will be a crucial battle in the upcoming Season 3. Corlys' character is a blend of ambition and loyalty, and his support for Rhaenyra stems from both a desire to see his wife's bloodline recognized, as well as a strategic calculation to preserve and enhance the power of House Velaryon. As the war progresses, Corlys navigates the treacherous political waters with the same skill and determination that earned him his legendary status as the Sea Snake. Daemon Targaryen grew up in the Red Keep, surrounded by the privileges and expectations of royalty. His childhood was marked by a competitive relationship with his older brother Viserys, and a strong desire to prove himself. Known for his rebellious and adventurous spirit, Daemon often clashed with his brother in the royal court, but despite this, he possessed a deep sense of loyalty to his family, as well as the Targaryen legacy. His fighting skills and leadership abilities earned him the title of Commander of the City Watch, where he transformed the force into a formidable and loyal unit, which are known as the Gold Cloaks. His aggressive approach to law enforcement and his ambitions made him both feared and admired. His dragon Caraxes, known as the Bloodworm, further cemented his reputation as a fearsome warrior, and after the death of his brother, he is deeply involved in the Civil War. Aligned with his wife, who is also his niece, Princess Rhaenyra, he supported supports her claim to the Iron Throne against the usurper Aegon II. Daemon's strategic mind and combat experience makes him a key military leader in Rhaenyra's faction, but with that being said, his role in Season 2 isn't really anywhere near as strong as it was in Season 1, as he has really only been at Harrenhal for the time, struggling with his own mind and hallucinations, but he still seems to have the same resolve that he did before. Daemon's character is marked by his charisma, ruthlessness, and a relentless desire for power and recognition. His actions are often unpredictable, driven by a mix of personal ambition and a genuine loyalty to his family. As the war progresses, Daemon's role becomes increasingly pivotal, leading daring raids and strategic maneuvers that shape the course of the conflict. He is one of the most complex characters in the entire show, and his motivations and dynamic presence makes him one of the most compelling figures in the Dance of the Dragons, embodying the fierce and often tragic nature of the Targaryen's dynasty struggle for power. Princess Rhaenyra Targaryen was born and raised in the Red Keep, and her childhood was marked by the privileges and responsibilities of being the king's eldest daughter. From a young age, Rhaenyra exhibited intelligence, charisma, and a strong will, and she was trained in the arts of statecraft and dragon riding, with her dragon Syrax becoming a symbol of her royal status and power. King Viserys named Rhaenyra as his heir, a groundbreaking decision that defied traditional gender norms, and this choice sparked significant controversy. This decision set the stage for the intense rivalry and conflict that would later unfold between Rhaenyra and her half-brother Aegon, who also had a strong claim to the throne. Rhaenyra's upbringing was heavily influenced by her father's decision, ultimately shaping her ambitions and determination to rule. Following her father's death, she faces fierce opposition from those who support Aegon's claim to the throne, and her goals are to assert her rightful place as queen, leading her to rally supporters and form strategic alliances. Her marriage to her uncle, Daemon, strengthens her position and adds to her faction's military might. Rhaenyra's character is marked by her resilience, intelligence, and fierce determination, and despite the immense challenges she faces, she continues to strongly follow her quest, willing to fight for her rightful inheritance and the future of her children no matter the cost. So far, she has lost one of her sons to this war, and will only continue to lose more things that she loves dearly, making her story one of the most tragic in Targaryen history. In the most recent episode, she is setting the stage for major upcoming events in future seasons, as she has done something no person has ever thought of doing in the past, putting bastards of previous Targaryens on dragons to fight for her cause, which considerably strengthens her position, and it seems like she might have a real fighting chance now in the coming battles. Her journey is one of power, betrayal, and ambition, and she is the direct cause of one of Westeros' most infamous conflicts, which showcases her spirit and also her impact on the realm's history. Jacaerys Valerion, often called Jace, is the firstborn son of Rhaenyra, and he was born into the prestigious House Valerion, though his true parentage has been a subject of controversy and speculation. He and his brothers are actually the sons of Sir Harwin Strong, which many characters often discussed in secret, but despite these rumors, Jacaerys was raised with the knowledge and expectation of his noble heritage. He spent his childhood in the Red Keep and later on Dragonstone, where he was trained in the arts of warfare and dragon riding. His dragon Vermax became a symbol of his strength and also potential as a future leader. Jacaerys was groomed by his mother to support her claim to the Iron Throne, and he becomes a key player in the power struggles that define their family's history. Eventually, he becomes a young man deeply involved in the Civil War, and as his mother's most loyal supporter and heir, he plays a critical role in rallying allies and commanding forces in her name. Jacaerys is tasked with significant diplomatic and military missions, including securing the support of key houses and leading dragon-mounted assaults against their enemies. Jacaerys' character embodies loyalty, courage, and the weight of his family's expectations. He is deeply committed to his mother's cause, willing to risk his life and face the brutal realities of war to help secure her position on the Iron Throne. His actions and decisions significantly impact the course of the conflict, showcasing his leadership qualities and the challenges he faces as a young noble in a time of great turmoil. Criston Cole was born in the Dornish Marches, being the son of a steward to the Lord of House Dondarrion. Despite his humble origins, Criston rose to prominence through his exceptional skills in combat. He joined the tourney circuit, where his abilities earned him recognition and respect. His talents eventually led to his appointment as a member of the Kingsguard, the elite bodyguard of the Targaryen monarchs. As a Kingsguard knight, Criston initially served Princess Rhaenyra, and their close relationship, as well as Criston's unwavering loyalty, earned him the nickname the Kingmaker. However, his loyalty shifted dramatically due to personal and political reasons, leading to him having bitter feelings towards Rhaenyra. He ends up becoming a strong supporter of Queen Alicent and her son Aegon during the succession crisis following King Viserys' death. Criston's influence and combat skills make him a key figure in Aegon's faction, often clashing with Rhaenyra's supporters. His actions, driven by a mix of personal vendettas and political calculations, significantly escalates the conflict. King Aegon eventually makes him the Hand of the King, replacing Otto Hightower, and this newfound power leads him to make making some daring choices. He launches multiple attacks on Rhaenyra's supporters, some with pretty unthinkable strategies, but so far they have all ended up working in his favor, showcasing his intelligence on the battlefield. Criston's character is marked by his strict adherence to duty and honor, though his motivations are often shrouded in personal ambitions. His transition from Rhaenyra's trusted protector to one of her fiercest opponents showcases the deep divisions and betrayals that define the Dance of the Dragons. Larys Strong, also known as Larys Clubfoot, is the son of Lord Lionel Strong, who was a previous Hand of the King to Viserys I, and he is also the younger brother to Sir Harwin Strong. His nickname Clubfoot stems from a deformity that affects the way that he walks, leading to his often underestimated and overlooked presence at court. It is understood that he grew up at Harrenhal, the ancestral seat of House Strong, and later moved to King's Landing when his father became Hand of the King. His physical disability likely contributed to his status as an outsider, fostering a keen sense of observation as well as manipulation, where he was often ignored and underestimated by others. His position at court allows him to gather information and exploit the weaknesses of those around him, and unlike his father and brother, who are more prominent and straightforward figures, Larys operates in the shadows, using his intellect and strategic thinking to navigate the dangerous political landscape of the Targaryen dynasty. He plays a significant role in the brewing conflict between the Greens and the Blacks, aligning himself with Queen Alicent and her faction, and he often uses his cunning demeanor to further his own interests while subtly steering events in favor of the Greens. His ability to remain unnoticed while orchestrating significant events makes him a dangerous and unpredictable player in the Game of Thrones. Rhaena Targaryen is the daughter of Prince Daemon and Lady Halaena. Her childhood is marked by her upbringing at the court and later at Driftmark, the ancestral seat of House Valyrian. She is a dragon rider, bonded with the Dragon Morning, a testament to her Targaryen heritage. Despite her noble lineage, Rhaena's early years are tinged with tragedy, including the death of her mother, which profoundly affects her and her sister Baela. Raised in the shadow of her ambitious father, Rhaena grows up amidst the Targaryen family's internal conflicts. She inherits her family's fierce determination and strong will, traits that serve her well in the volatile political environments of Westeros. Her upbringing at Driftmark, alongside her Valyrian relatives, also imbues her with a strong sense of loyalty and duty to her house. Eventually, her role becomes more prominent as the Dance of the Dragons intensifies, and she finds herself at the heart of the conflict between the Greens and the Blacks, ultimately aligning herself with the Blacks and supporting her aunt Rhaenyra's claim to the throne. Rhaena is deeply involved in the political and military maneuvers of the war, and currently in the show, she is away at the Eyrie with House Arryn. During the most recent episode, we see her venture off from her group, in which she seems to have the desire to bring in the wild dragon living in the Vale to fight for Princess Rhaenyra. Her courage, loyalty, and intelligence makes her a formidable player in the unfolding drama, as she navigates the treacherous waters of loyalty and power in her quest to support her family's claim and secure her own place in the Targaryen legacy. Lucerys Valyrian, often called Luke, was the son of Rhaenyra Targaryen and also the heir to Driftmark. His early life is spent at Dragonstone, where he is raised alongside his siblings under the watchful eye of his mother Rhaenyra and his biological father, Sir Harwin Strong. He shares a close bond with his brothers Jacaerys and Joffrey, and he is also a dragon rider bonded with Arrax, reflecting his Targaryen heritage. His childhood is marked by a looming sense of tension due to the questions surrounding his parentage and the escalating rivalry between his family and the Greens. As Lucerys grows older, the political tensions within the Targaryen family reach a boiling point, and Lucerys becomes deeply involved in the ensuing civil war, with his loyalty to his mother and her claim to the throne being unwavering. Eventually, he is sent on a critical diplomatic mission to Storm's End to secure the support of House Baratheon. This mission highlights his importance in the unfolding events and his role in the larger conflict. Tragically, his story concludes in a dramatic and violent encounter at Storm's End. There, he faces Aemond Targaryen, his uncle and rival, who harbors deep animosity towards him. The confrontation escalates, leading to a deadly battle between their dragons, and Lucerys is ultimately killed, which marks a significant and emotional turning point in the Dance of the Dragons. His death fuels further animosity and intensifies the civil war, leaving a lasting impact on the Targaryen dynasty in the realm. Gwayne Hightower is the younger brother of Queen Alicent, and he was born and raised in Oldtown. From a young age, he was groomed for a role in the royal court, learning the intricacies of politics and warfare. His family's ambition and the desire to see the Hightower influence grow were central themes in his upbringing. The close relationship with his sister Alicent also played a crucial role in his development, as he often found himself supporting her ambitions. He eventually becomes more prominent as the tension between the Greens and the Blacks escalates into open conflict, and Gwayne, loyal to his sister Alicent and her children, plays a key role in the efforts to secure their claim of the Iron Throne. His strategic mind makes him a valuable asset to the Greens, and his current activities involve consolidating support for Alicent's faction, engaging in both political maneuvering and military actions. As a knight, he also participates in key battles, demonstrating his commitment to his family family's cause. His loyalty and ambition position himself as a crucial player in the unfolding Targaryen civil war, and he directly contributes to the high-stakes drama and power struggles that define the story. Mysaria, also known as Lady Misery, is of Lezine origin, and her journey from humble beginnings to a significant player in the Targaryen civil war is marked by her resilience and resourcefulness. As a child, she likely faced hardship and poverty, which would have instilled in her a fierce survival instinct and an acute awareness of the power dynamics around her. Eventually, she found herself in Westeros, where she used her wits and beauty to navigate her way through a society that often marginalized women, especially foreign-born ones. Mysaria's fortunes change dramatically when she becomes involved with Prince Daemon, and initially, she was his lover, but her role evolves into something far more significant. She becomes a key player in the intricate web of King's Landing's underworld, and her network of spies and informants provides her with valuable information, which she leverages to influence events to her advantage. Her alliance with Daemon remains strong, and she plays a crucial role in his strategic planning and execution of his ambitions. Eventually, she becomes exactly what she was to Daemon in the past, now becoming a lover to Rhaenyra, and also a helpful person with her political struggles. She is involved in covert operations, in the orchestration of key events that shape the course of the Civil War. Her actions, often unseen but highly impactful, demonstrate her mastery of the Game of Thrones, positioning her as one of the most intriguing and influential characters in the entire series. Thank you very much for watching this video, and if you enjoyed, make sure to leave a like. Let me know in the comments which of the characters I discussed are your favorites, and if you would like to see more Game of Thrones related content, make sure to subscribe. Thank you again, and goodbye.